How's it going? Welcome back. So today we're going to take a look at the Ibanez. This is actually an SR300L. They put the model number on the back of the headstock. Kind of interesting. Anyway, so I picked this up yesterday from the Hawk Shop in North Bay, and I got it for like 85 bucks in tax. So pretty sweet deal. They said it had electrical problems on the sticker, but turned out I just had to spray a little bit of silicone spray onto the bass and treble controls here. So I had to pull the knobs and spray a little silicone spray, and whoosh, no more electrical problem, because that's all it was. So hey, great benefit, because they were asking $169 for this thing, and they took it down to $100. And of course, Christmas season right now, and everything in their store is like 15% off the sticker. So whatever you see, minus 15%, and voila. So I called my bass buddy, and of course, and he said, yeah, for that price, even I'd do it. So anyway, I need a little bit of setup. Adjusted the string heights, set them up, and the intonation was perfect, so didn't have to mess with that at all. And it actually holds tune really well, just sitting on the stand overnight. I was quite impressed with that. My E string was just a little hair sharp this morning. It was like the rest of them were fine. But anyway, so we've got a bass and treble control. This control here actually controls the active pickup circuit, but you can do the same thing for more punch just with the bass and treble controls here. You've got a fader control which fades the pickups back and forth whichever way, so you can really dial in a lot of tones on this thing, and then of course master volume. And I'm kind of happy for the knobs that are on there, because you know the last few guitars I've bought you know custom metal knobs because I kind of like them, they're cool. But this thing comes with like everything you know that you could probably want, including really awesome quality tuners, which is really good. The strings on this are still the ones that came with it. They seem all right. You know, they're not you know, breaking apart or anything. But I did buy a set regardless from Long McQuaid after I was at the Hawk Shop, and turned out these medium lights are exactly the gauge that comes with the bass new. So I'm not sure what these strings are. They could be the stock ones for all I know. But the gauge size is 45, 65, 85, and 105. And these are like 13 bucks, because normally bass strings are expensive, but this is their store brand, so eventually they'll find their way onto this bass, and we'll see what those are like. And if they're good, I'll just stock up on them. Anyways, while I was there, I also bought a DI box because I don't have a bass amp, and plugging a bass guitar into a regular guitar amp will cook it if you push things too hard. Didn't want to do that, so I bought a DI box so I can go direct on my mixer this way with the DI and not hurt anything. And my mixer is USB as well, so it's also hooked into my computer direct, so all my recording, I get like perfect recordings going straight into my computer, so I can pre-mix everything and boof, do it in 1 track, 2 tracks, 5 tracks, whatever I'm going to do. But anyways, I thought I'd embarrass myself a little bit for you guys, because I've never played a bass before, and something a little new. So we're going to run the looper pedal here. Fun. I also have my amp cord, which has a very thin head on it, which fits the Ibanez perfect. I tried my wireless kit out from X5, and although it fits and does work, you do get a squealy sound. So But it was good I could confirm that too, because none of my electric guitars actually have active pickups. They're all passive, right? And I tried the Joyo kit. Forget it. Joyo is not going to mount into this hole. That is one problem I do find with Ibanez instruments. One of my students has an Ibanez SA series electric guitar, and same thing. Good luck getting a wireless to fit, because even my X5 can barely make the connection. And that is because the wrist on here is just a little on the fat side. If it wasn't for this little wrist area, it would fit perfect in the Ibanez's, but it doesn't. And that's something that I found out on another video too, which, I already knew a little bit about on the guitar thing, but on the bass thing, this is much shallower of a cutout, and it did fit really good, but you get this squealy sound because of active pickups, because actives run off of a battery, if you weren't aware of that, but most of you are. And so it's kind of like having a preamp in there that just really drives it in. And if you drive too much signal into something, you can cause problems. Because I actually tried using the wireless once on my my Yamaha keyboard, and same issue, right? It acts like an active system, and it creates some noise that you really don't want. So anyways, but they are not designed to work with active systems anyways, which is in the literature with the X5 stuff. So you'd have to find a wireless set that would work with active pickups for going wireless, and that could cost you some money. So yeah, be aware of that part if you want to go wireless. So I'm going to stick with an amp cord with this thing, because I'm just going to play it in here, and once I do know how to play this thing, should I get that far, and if I ever did want to play in church for any reason, I would just use an amp cord, and away I go. So I don't care either way. So the rest of my guitars, they all use the wireless. But anyway, a little bit of setup is all I had to do. The intonation was fine, nothing wrong with it. Reset my angles here on the saddles, and I had to pitch the bottom one in just a hair to just bring it a little closer up, and worked out perfect. I've pretty much got this thing set to factory specs. Did have to adjust the truss rod a little bit more, and I think I've got that dialed in pretty much just about perfect now. I could actually go a little bit lower. We'll see. Right now it's fine, and I just got to learn now to stretch, because it's a little bit further stretch even between the third and the fifth than it is on a regular guitar. So on a bass, it's a little bit more of a stretch. So sometimes I'll cheat and I'll just use my pinky. So, but I'll learn. I'll figure it out. Like anything else. Now, as far as specs go, this thing apparently, according to online specs that I finally found on this thing, it has an agathis body. It has a 5-piece maple rosewood neck, and they didn't include the fretboard as part of that 5-piece. So technically, 6 if you want to count the fretboard. It's rosewood. It's got high output EFX pickups, tilted output jack for unobtrusive chord placement, they say. It has the power styling sweeper EQ system in it. I like the fact that you can fade the pickups left and right, and really dial in some sweet tones. Plus that EQ with the bass and treble and the little active control there for the active side works pretty good. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, but good reviews everywhere on the internet on this guitar. And it varies in price too, as far as even used wise, but you're talking anywhere from about $250 to $550. I've seen one on eBay, same model, for $550, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. For a used one? Brand new, I could see. I don't know what the actual retail on this thing is. I mean, some guys talk on some of these reviews of, being under $400. Now that's US, of course. So Canadian dollar, we could be pushing close to $5. But either way, I mean, this thing is great for everything from beginner to professional on stage playing in front of millions of people type of use. And it can take the abuse. It's designed to do it and handle it. The color of the body is not actually black. It looks black to me, and it looks like metallic black, but they call it iron pewter. And in the right light, you can see that it's really actually not a black, but it does look black till you get a really super bright light on it, and then you can see it. But of course, some of that could be deceptive because of the metallic flakes in the paint. But there's not even a scratch anywhere on this guitar. You know, like not a nick of paint missing, nothing. It's like it just come out of the showroom. And it's like, that's nice. So for $85, I got one hell of a sweet deal. So I am not complaining. And I shall do the best I can to learn how to play bass. It's not that hard. All the fret notes are going to be all the same as the first 4 strings on a guitar anyways, because it's just E, A, D, G. And I've got the chart for this thing, and yep, it's exactly the same notations, so that's not a big deal. It's just a matter of figuring out all this, you know, finger picking, finger plucking, slap bass type of playing, and figuring out how to play along, because it is not the same as playing a guitar, because here you're dealing differently than you would with a guitar. So they say, one video said, you know, a bass is like a drummer. You help to keep the beat, right? And I'll figure it out. You know, I pretty much always do figure stuff out. But anyways, there you go. Now, they say average rating here everywhere is about 4.9. So at least we know it's not perfect anyways. My rating is going to be somewhere in the woods of about 4.5 out of 5. So 4.5 out of 5 stars is where I'd put it. I would definitely recommend this bass. Especially if you can find one in as good a shape. Definitely snag it if it's cheap. Like I said, $85 is what I paid for this thing. Even if you had to pay $100, it's worth $100. You know, I just like to pay as cheap as possible, especially for something that I'm not quite sure of. You know, kind of like my mandolin. You know, and I haven't picked it up in a while, but I mean, I'll probably get back into it. I did a trade deal for an effects pedal for that thing, and it's like, that was a great deal. But I will say this, if you're not aware of how active pickup systems work, do not leave your plug plugged in to the guitar, because that activates the battery inside. So make sure you unplug when not in use, or you're going to suck that battery dry. The back panel is very easy access too for the 9-volt. And just lifts right up, and you can pop the 9-volt right out of there. You don't have any wires or clips to worry about. Easy access to the panel in here for all your electronics. It's all in there. And yeah, so pretty sweet axe if you ask me. You know, I really like it. And I've seen a couple videos on YouTube as well with this bass, and people are loving it. So I can see why. You know, it's a really nice bass, and it plays beautiful. But anyways, that's all I got for you today. If you're not subscribed, hey, please hit the subscribe button and then click on the bell to get notifications from my channel, and go from there. I will have definitely future videos where you will hear this playing in one form or another, in some music, or you know, just jamming around with it. I'm still going to do a jam video. I'm going to get around to doing that, I don't know, maybe today or tomorrow, who knows when. You'll know because it'll be up on my channel. I do want to invest in a much better quality strap though for this thing. I'm kind of running out of straps because I got so many guitars, so this is the only one I had left, and I was like, well, it'll do for now. I don't think I'm going to put Shaler locks on this one. I'm going to leave this thing all bone stock original. You know, and I don't think I have a requirement to need Shaler locks for this. So this one won't get any, and it won't get any customization because it's already got, you know, metal knobs on it and all that other jazz. So we're all good there. If I could find like a black pewter bridge, I might swap that over. But I have to check and see what Ibanez has, because I want to make sure it's just a straight bolt-on system. But otherwise, I mean, I kind of like the way it is anyhow, so, you know, what the hell. Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching, and staying tuned and having patience with this, and we'll catch you on the next one.